What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. We got an impromptu live stream. Didn't give you guys much notice. We'll see who shows up. But as per usual, I'm trying to do 2 per week. So I thought today was a good day. We'll be doing another one Friday. Not at the normal time, unfortunately, because I will be flying. I'll be on a flight during the normal time, but we're still going to make it work. Probably going to have to do it from the airport. But we're going to do it. We're going to be on that. What's up, everybody? Just making sure the stream is live here. 1 second. Yeah, we're live. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, what's up, everybody? Couple of things I wanted to cover today. Looks like we got nobody on just yet, but I'll just start talking. Hopefully people will be joining in shortly. But there's one major, huge piece of news that has happened in the last, whatever it is, 24 hours or so. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to load something up so you guys can check this out. This is crazy. All right, here we go. 1 second. Inspired. Okay. You are going to be, look, this is amazing. If you guys are fans, actually, I'm not even going to say anything here. Let me just show you guys. Look at what I saw today. Boom.
This simulation.
Intuitive Underground finally got on. They had their interview on the Inspired YouTube channel. Now, if you guys don't know Inspired, but I'm sure you do, it's got over 600,000 subscribers. But, you know, that can, who knows what that means, right? That doesn't mean every video is going to get 600,000 views. A lot could get, substantially less. It really depends on the particular topic that's being covered. Is it of interest to people? How good is the thumbnail? How good, whatever, all these different things. It's doing really good. It's gotten 39,000 views thus far, and it's growing because I checked it earlier today when it first popped up. I think it was at 28,000 or 29,000, something like that last time I saw it, and that was maybe 8-10 hours ago, something like that. So it's definitely doing well. It's definitely growing in views, and yeah, I think it's going to do phenomenal. It's actually really, really good. And if you guys missed it, obviously, just as a recap, I interviewed these guys a few weeks ago. We had a great interview. I think it got, actually, let me see how many mine got. Didn't get, obviously, this many, but it did really well. Considering my numbers and the amount of subscribers that I have, it did really, really well for my channel. And it was awesome. Like, I loved it. I think people enjoyed it. Yeah, I got like 12,000 views. But when I did it, I think I don't even know how many subscribers I had. I think I had less than 3,000 and it got 12,000 views. So that's pretty good. But anyways, yeah, it was incredible. And even my point is, even though I interviewed these guys already and had a great conversation with them, I still think this interview is if you heard my interview, I think it's worthwhile to hear this one. I think I like the timestamps. I like the way he broke it up. And I think they get a little bit deeper into some of these questions. And yeah, it's really, really good. So props to Inspired, who conducted the interview. But man, biggest props to Intuitive Underground, as they're doing their thing. They're blowing up. I was joking around with those guys in Instagram. I think it was in Instagram or via email. I'm like, hey man, don't get too big and forget about me. But obviously joking when I said that. But I'm saying it because I actually do think these guys could make a big impact on the planet and in this space in particular. And I'll tell you why. I have a feeling, obviously, number one, okay, well, this is a bit weird for me to say because I'm not an expert in remote viewing, and I can't go around and look at I haven't looked at their protocols and said, oh, wow, they're just perfectly on point. They're doing things properly. But I have a sense that they seem very thorough, and they just seem like they're on it. That's just a gut feeling. Okay. But a lot of the things that they've relayed have overlapped with other remote viewing teams and just other information in general. I feel like they're super sincere, just really genuine guys. I had a chance to talk to them afterwards, both of these guys, after the interview, because they had to stay on the stream to make sure everything uploaded correctly. So it was really nice of them. And I don't know, man, I'm trusting my gut. I'm trusting my discernment. They seem just on top of it and in it for the right reasons. So For all of the above, I think they have major, major potential, and they're trying to do the right thing, and they're trying to inform people, and yeah, it's really cool. Kylan Sewell. Wait, is your last name Sewell? Is it Soul? Because okay, there's a buddy of mine, this guy named Conrad. His last name is spelled the exact same way. He used to live in LA. He's back in Australia now, but it's pronounced Soul. Conrad Soul. Is that how you pronounce your last name? Are you saying yo because I say yo? I don't know if you guys are clouding me. What's up, Paul Wallace? Hey, Paul, I realized, by the way, that you had sent me a bunch of emails with a bunch of videos. I just realized that today. So I'm going to go through those videos because I want to make a proper content-based video tonight as well, in addition to this live stream. So I'm going to check those out and see if any of those make sense. Also, I got some cool stuff that I want to announce in a little bit. Maybe if we get a few more people on here, I'll tell you guys. But yeah, I'll make an announcement a little bit later. Anyways, you guys got to check out this Intuitive Underground interview on Inspired. Very, very, very good stuff. Maybe I'll get these guys back on. I know they've been also doing, Intuitive Underground has been doing some social media content as well. They've been pumping out a few things here and there on their YouTube channel. I'd love to see more content. Really, I think all of us would. And now, yeah, they're almost up to 2,000 subs. Let's see. Yeah, they're releasing some shorts and different things like that. And I know they've released some little clips of our interview, which I think is cool. But like, I'd love to see just more of them maybe talking about one of their targets, a new target, different things like that. I think that'd be really fun. Kylan, you didn't answer my question. Am I pronouncing your last name right? Is it Soul? I think it is. Paul Wall says, great. Shinigami gives me a heart. Am I saying that right? Shinigami, welcome to the channel. Are you new? I don't recognize your name, so I think you might be new. And if so, how did you find Pink Tourmaline? I sent you stuff I think you might be interested in. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. I remember Andrew sent me that amazing video about Rachel Corpus, and I missed it for so long. And then I finally saw it at the right time. And yeah, I made a great video about that. And then, or I thought it was great, I guess. I was proud of it. And then after that, I got to interview Rachel Corpus. How cool was that? So you just never know how all this comes together. And yeah, so I should tell you guys, here's what's going to be going down in a few days. I'm actually going out of town this weekend, and I'm going to be gone for over 2 weeks. Part of that time, I will be hopefully still have connection to internet, and I'll still be able to make content semi-regular. My plan is to make still a video a day. That's the plan. I don't know how easy that's going to be because I'm going to be on a boat in Europe. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but I really, really hope I can do it. The next week when I'm at the Monroe Institute, that is going to be tough because I believe I have to be they want me off of all devices during the meditation and consciousness portion, retreat. And as such, I probably won't be able to make any content, which I'm super bummed about. If I can manage it, I'm going to try to make some videos ahead of time and just post them during that time. Josh Smith, hey brother, is there a way to study as much verbiage that will help expand my vocabulary to better translate from the outer body experience language translate? Wait, hold on. Hey brother, is there a way to study as much verbiage that will help expand my vocabulary to better translate from the outer body experience language? I'm not sure. Okay, can you explain a little bit more? Are you saying how, if you learn more, if you expand your vocabulary here, that will translate from the outer body experience? Oh, I think I understand what you're asking. Are you saying how to improve your vocabulary so you can communicate the messages that you receive or the information that you gather from OBEs to the rest of us? Is that your question? And by the way, I wouldn't know the answer to that. It's an interesting question. I wouldn't know the answer to that. I have yet to have an out-of-body experience, although I've tried, although I haven't been trying very hard in the last week and a half, unfortunately. But okay, so yeah, I did understand. I wish I had the answer for you, but I am by no means an OBE expert. Still purely a student at this point, just trying to understand it not even a very good student yet because like I said, I haven't been able to make it work. So, but hopefully somebody else can answer that. Maybe somebody in the chat. I know we do have some folks in here that have had countless OBEs and have been able to astral project and all that stuff. So maybe somebody else could chime in shortly. Yeah, 100. I have to apply myself 100% to Monroe. Absolutely. And that's what I do. When I do these types of retreats or programs, I go all in. I go all in. Have a safe trip. Looking forward to you. I can't. The next 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks or whatever are going to be so incredible. They're also going to be weird because like I don't take a lot of trips, like big long trips like this, where I'm off grid, if that makes sense. I'm always trying to make myself available to my clients and my students. And it's making me a little anxious, but I know the first half of it is just pure downtime, enjoyment. Obviously, I'm going to be meeting a lot of new people. It's going to be amazing. And that part's going to be incredible. And then the second part is like, holy smokes, it converges with my mission on this channel and in life, really my mission in life. And with all these things that I've been learning, and it's going to be so incredible. And then on the downside, I have to admit, I'm leaving my dog that might sound trivial to some people, but if you're a dog owner and you're close with your dog, you know what I'm talking about. It's the longest time I've ever had to board him. And so I'm trying not to get too bogged down with that. And he's been boarded at this place so many times, just not for this length of time. But everybody knows him. He knows everybody. He has lots of dog friends there. They don't crate the dogs. It's really sweet. They sleep on futons, and there's people there always. So they always have company. You know, there's somebody on staff at all times. I know it's a good spot, but it's just one thing that is, I don't know. It's just one thing that is stressing me out. Okay, Josh Smith says yes. Sorry. Gender Ender says Elizabeth April is supposed to be going to Monroe. Oh, I wonder when she's going. But she's probably not going when I'm going. I mean, I don't think so. Anyways, she's not part of the documentary thing that I'm doing, at least, because I think we would have known. Actually, hold on. I feel like we would have been told. I doubt it, though. Let me just see if there's been any updates. Doop doop boop 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 boo. No, there's been no updates as such, so yeah, I doubt it. Okay, I want to tell you guys 2 things now. I think I kind of mentioned this before, but we have dates. This is very exciting. So, 2 big pieces of news. Let me put up my Instagram again in case people want to reach out to me on Instagram. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. 2 big pieces of news. Number 1, we have a date for the interview with Howdy McCoskey. It's happening. It's happening at the end of July. We have a date. We have a time. It's locked, loaded, ready to go. Cannot wait. And I know a lot of you guys have read Howdy McCoskey's books, at least Exit the Cave. I've read Exit the Cave and Empty the Cave. I think he's got a new one, too, that he's written a bunch of books, actually, but I've only read those 2. Anyways, phenomenal books. I don't have to tell you. That's happening end of July. Item number 2. This is massive. We have a date locked and loaded also for July for Isabella Green. Isabella Green is going to be coming on Pink Tourmaline, and we're going to have a phenomenal chat. I'm actually so excited for Isabella. We've been emailing a little bit back and forth the last couple of days. I just like her vibe through the email, if that makes sense. It just seems like she's excited to have a conversation, and I'm so excited to have a conversation. You have no idea. If you guys don't know, if you look back to my journey into this space, obviously it was David Icke that first blew my mind open into this potential reality of a soul trap and soul trick, whatever you want to call it. But then ultimately the first book I read was Isabella Green's Leaving the Trap. And it's on my channel. I did a breakdown of it. So that was my very first introduction. It's a pretty quick read, but that was the first book that I ever read, and it kind of blew my mind. So I can't wait to have a conversation with her. She also sent me a video. If I may make I may watch it and do a video on it tonight. It just depends, or something else. I don't know. But yeah, she sent me a video that she wanted me to check out, which I'm pretty excited to watch later. So we shall see if I do something on that. Josh Smith says, I'm just getting started as well, brother. I'm doing what you were doing, and I've been reading and listening to as much OBE books and materials as I can. I haven't had an experience. Oh, you haven't had one yet either. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great question, right? Because a lot, even the guys who are experts in remote viewing, they'll say when they do remote viewing, it's always through when they're giving the information to the data, it's always through the lens of their perspective, their personality, their language. So you would imagine that if you can, the more artful you can become with the English language, vocabulary, whatever, the better you'd be able to describe some of the things that might be almost indescribable. So, I mean, it's a really great question. And probably, I would say this, just from a logical standpoint, absolutely read more, listen more, speak more, work on your public speaking as well. Maybe get on YouTube, maybe just, it doesn't even matter about anything other than just practice and repetition. And perhaps those will all bolster that tool set that you can then use to disseminate information as you come across it. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but because I think you guys, I know I've told you about my other YouTube channel, Scalar Learning, and that was my introduction onto YouTube back in 2016 when I started that channel. That channel still is there, it's still going. I haven't been making as much content on it, obviously, because it's really partially because of this channel. This channel is just taken over my mind and my consciousness and my attention. And then I have another channel on mixed martial arts that's been a big part of what I've been interested in. But before all of that, before all of the stuff on YouTube, like, I've always loved making videos. I used to do it just for fun for my friends. I remember when we graduated from law school, I put together a whole video montage of me and all my friends, just like a hilarious thing where I did a bio on every single one in my friend group. We had a big party, me and whatever, it was like 15 of us. And then I did a little spotlight on everybody, and I made a montage of photos and videos anyways, like, I just always loved doing this stuff. And before that, which is why I love being on YouTube. I just love speaking. I love presenting. I love presenting at conferences. I love speaking in front of big crowds. That's because I cultivated that enjoyment, I guess you could say, of public speaking, which I know a lot of people are afraid of. I love it. I cultivated that in middle school and high school doing these competitions called, it was an extracurricular activity called forensics, where it's competitive public speaking, I guess you could say. And oh my God, the first time I did it, I was in 6th grade and I'd never done it before. My sister told me, she's 4 years older than me. She's like, you should do this. I want you to do this. She used to do it in middle school and high school before me. And then she said, I want you to do this one. I want you to do this category. So I chose a topic. I made a whole presentation, visuals, all this stuff. It was, as far as I can remember, that was the most nervous I'd ever been for anything in my life at that point, and still going forward to today, that first tournament. And again, you're presenting in front of like 8 people. It was the other competitors and 2 judges or 3 or something like that, right? Or 1 judge. It was so, like, such a small group, but you practice this speech, and I was on note cards, and then you try and basically memorize it, but I couldn't fully memorize it. I almost had it memorized. And then you go and you present, and oh my God, those nerves were insane. I didn't want to do it. But I did it. And then after that, and okay, so I'll tell you the whole story. I don't need, like, sometimes I don't always tell this part, but I was so nervous, and nobody told me that I was good, that I was bad. I had no feedback whatsoever. And my coaches apparently did this on purpose, but so basically they thought I was actually, like, I was doing pretty good naturally, or not naturally, because I worked really hard, but they thought I was like coming along well. They didn't tell me this, so I had no idea. And so I went in there having no clue if I was at all, like, even should be. I wasn't even thinking about it as a competition, if that makes sense, because I thought I was so out of the like being competitive. And I remember being over. I get through the 3 rounds. I was so happy it was done. Again, I'm a 6th grader. It's a middle school competition. And I'm sitting and I'm going to answer your comments in a section, guys. I see them popping up. I was sitting there in the auditorium, this massive auditorium, where we're having the awards being read out. And they go 6th place, 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place. And I'm just listening, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're just looking around. I'm talking to other people, not even paying attention. And then they announced 1st place. I got it, and I was so surprised because I legitimately had no idea that I was even going to place in the top 6. And so I went up and I got that award, and that feeling was a bit, it was just, I don't know, it lit a fire under me and it was addictive. And then I just was always doing forensics competitions, always trying to do public speaking. And then I just figured out how to deal with the fear and the nerves. And so began my enjoyment of speaking in front of people, speaking on camera or whatever. But that's kind of, I guess, how it began with forensics. And if you're from Michigan, you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me read some comments. I don't know why I just told that story, but that is, oh no, I guess I was just saying my origins as to why I like making this type of content so much. Who here knows anything about Matthias DeStefano? I don't know, but I think he's on my list of people to look into or research. I'm doing large dose LSD. Whoa, holy smokes. I've never done that. The most important thing to remember when trying to have an OBE is to not be afraid. It can feel really strange. Having fear, yeah. Well, that's a work in progress because I do get nervous because I'm not sure if I don't know. Some weird stuff has happened when I've been doing the meditations lately. I gotta do one tonight. I haven't done one in like a week and a half, but I do get nervous because my body goes crazy. It starts vibrating and it's just sensory overload. And I'm sure you're right not to be afraid, but easier said than done, I think. Are you part of No, my dad did Toastmasters. My dad loves public speaking too. My dad did Toastmasters. Yeah, so my dad, dude, that's so funny that you mentioned that. My dad was actually amazing at Toastmasters. My dad likes to speak in public as well. But I never did it personally, but I was doing these forensics competitions from 6th grade through 12th grade. That's crazy. I haven't heard that word. I haven't heard Toastmasters in a while. I think it'd be fun though. I believe evil and brainwashing do exist in the afterlife, and your channel helping people to avoid many traps and careful and question everything in the afterlife. Thanks, Prashant. I appreciate that. I mean, hey, dude, like I'm just trying to learn and share and try to get the right information out. Trying my best. Prashant Kulkarni, I believe you're Indian. I'm Indian as well. Welcome. Viv B is back in the house. Thank you. Viv is always supporting the live streams. I appreciate you. And for the members, I got to put a post up. I keep forgetting I'm going to do it today because we got to have our Google Meet at some point in this next week. Maybe I'll be doing it I'll be doing it on my trip, which is fine with me. Shingami says, hi. It's not just fear. It's also expectation that stops it. Yeah, I could see that. I actually have soul trap trick fatigue, so not spending as much time on videos, focusing more on joy and kindness. Yeah. I totally get that. And maybe I'll get to a point like where I need somewhat of a break or something. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. But right now, nah, I keep wanting to learn. Elizabeth Carmela, what's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Hey, I think I saw you on. Wait, I think you followed me on Instagram because I recognize your photo, but I'm not positive. But let me see 1 second. Boop 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 boop. Yeah. I remembered. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the live stream. Is this your first live stream for Pink Tourmaline? Let me know. But thank you for joining. And also, how did you find the channel? Let me know as well. Welcome, everybody. Hey, what do you guys think of these 2 interviews? Oh, and Elizabeth Carmela says, yes. Yep. Awesome. Appreciate that. Appreciate the follow on Instagram. Thank you. And there's my Insta. If anybody else wants to connect and reach out, send me a message. I need to make more content on Instagram. Hey, what do you guys think of those 2 interviews? Howdy McCoskey and Isabella Green. And if you guys could put in the comments in the chat, which of those 2 interviews, actually here, let me make a banner for this. Hold on. Isabella Green or Howdy Koski. Let me make sure I'm spelling his name. Wait. I always forget how to spell his last name. Yeah. I put the C the K in the wrong spot. Darn it. There we go. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys a question here. Which interview are you more excited for? Both of these are happening in July. Let's go. July 2026. Isabella Green or Howdy McCoskey. And leading up to the interview, I'll again put up a post and let you guys reach out and comment if you have questions you want me to ask or different things like that. Yeah, which of these two do you think, or are you more excited about? Let me know. Oh, also, I got to tell you guys something really cool. Another thing I wanted to chat with you guys about is the Eric Dubay video, Spiritual Stockholm Syndrome. So I made 2 videos about that. Oh, Prashant says both are great and great speakers and excited. Awesome. I really like the Stockholm. Okay, perfect timing, Sasvad. Welcome, by the way. So the Stockholm Syndrome episodes, right? Speaking of which, I actually got a comment, believe it or not, from Eric Dubay himself. And so he somehow saw the videos and he commented. I immediately responded and said, "Hey man, thank you for, I'm so, whatever I said, I think so glad for you checking this out." And then I said, "I'd love to have you on the channel for an interview," but he didn't respond, unfortunately. So that's a bummer. And then I tried looking him up on Instagram to see if I could reach out to him that way, but couldn't find his Instagram profile. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if he's interested in coming on, but it was still pretty cool either way. Robert says, you saw that, right? Yeah, that was cool. And I checked it. Like I clicked on the icon. It went to his channel. Based on channel books I read from multiple creations and creators from author Robert Shapiro, the Earth reality is experiment and simulation for inducing growth and evolution. I don't know. I haven't heard of Robert Shapiro. This Earth reality is experiment and simulation for... Okay, but let me ask you this, Prashant. Do you believe that was the original intent and it is there, thus since been hijacked? And basically, I'm asking that because of the memory wipe and all that. Or do you think in its current state, it's still for inducing growth and evolution? Because I think folks have said, yeah, perhaps reality in its pure state is meant for growth and evolution in some way. Well, maybe not. Maybe not even everybody agrees with that. But I've heard some people say that. But the way that it's being carried out on this planet now seems to be a perversion of that, and that or the original intent has been lost because of the memory wipe and because of the torment and different things like that are taking place here. So let me know your thoughts on that question. Viv B says, here's a theory. We as eternal powerful beings created this realm and all others. We want to experience limitation, hence the memory wipe, but we created things, we gave free will, and they are the archons must keep us playing the game to energize them. Otherwise, if we remember, it will cause them to not exist. Wait, so but we created beings, we gave free will and free will to, and they are the okay. Okay, so Viv, is what you're saying is that you think we actually engineered everything, engineered the memory wipe, engineered all this stuff, and then the game that we created for ourselves was then hijacked, taken over, and then now we maybe only meant to play once or twice or something like that, and now that they're just like hijacking it and keeping us stuck in the loop. Is that what you're saying? Because the only thing I just don't get, I don't know. The memory wipe thing is tricky because a lot of people have said, like, I've tried to play devil's advocate and see if I come up with a valid explanation for it. But I think a lot of people, what they keep saying is, well, how can you learn with the memory wipe? It doesn't make sense. Case closed. And the one thing that I've heard is, well, with the memory wipe, what continues to grow is your intuition. It's the inner knowing. It's the subconscious. Like the conscious part is wiped, but the subconscious or the inner knowing is still there. Maybe that could be. Maybe that is something that is still growing and evolving when we think we're not growing and evolving, I guess. But then I don't know. And then you hear the accounts of, if we truly do think about those other intermediary levels that Insights with Tony calls Focus 21 or Focus 22 or Focus 23, the apartment buildings. And he's not the only one. Even Rachel Corpus described those same areas that are so like Earth, but they're in the astral. They give you food where you don't need to eat food, just to kind of, they have TV shows, is what Rachel Corpus said, in there from the Earth. All that just seems to be one giant manipulation. It doesn't see to just keep you coming back and keep you still in that same Earth vibe, so you'd want to come back. That just seems all manipulation to get you to keep reincarnating, as opposed to some sort of growth process. And also, the memory wipe, if you have two possibilities, memory wipe is there for your growth, to experience shortcomings, versus memory wipe is there to manipulate you and to keep coming back. Like, if you're weighing the two options, it seems way more likely that the memory wipe is a means of manipulation. Because if you keep, how else can you keep something down if they're truly this much power, have this much power, if they're a divine spark? You got to just keep them diluted, keep them confused. And one of the best ways to do that is, okay, as soon as they start to learn too much, whoop, wipe the memory. Coming back up, whoop, just keep repeating that cycle. So I think if you look at it just from that standpoint, of those two potential standpoints, what seems more logical, I think the memory wipe for manipulation purposes makes more sense. Hey, Pink, I read most of both books, and for me, only my opinion, Howdy is much more accurate and is much more deep. Isabella Green is, for me, more normal. You think Isabella's new age, but even with her stance on, I wouldn't call Isabella new age, because her stance with the demiurge, and it's not, I don't feel like that's really new age. I don't know. But okay, fair point. I did ask, so you answered. Thank you for your perspective. Yes, exactly. Original purpose got hijacked as creator of this creation. Use negativity to simulate growth, which is gone. Got it. I get sometimes stuck. Why? W-I? What does that mean? I sometimes get stuck. Viv B says yes. Shoot. Now I forgot what you were saying yes to. I know you gave this other thing here. Okay. I got a little lost there, but Dark Matrix says if you vibrate high in your awareness, you'll skip the lower astral. I need to listen to Dark Matrix. Aside from this channel, I no longer watch Soul Trap content. Too many perspectives. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm still trying to watch a lot of stuff, though, because I still feel as though, well, hopefully I'll be able to parse the information for you, Paul. And that's my plan, and that's my hope. Maybe your higher self, says Rich J Visuals. Maybe your higher self. Oh, you mean that's what's still learning? I mean, it could be. Like I said, I don't know. Elizabeth Carmela said, discovered you through, Intuitive Underground. Yes, let's go. You have great videos and topics from what I've seen thus far. Thank you. Yeah, Intuitive Underground was phenomenal. Did you see, Elizabeth, did you see Intuitive Underground on the Inspired channel? They just did an interview. It's got almost 40,000 views and growing. Astral is just another layer. Prashant says, memory wipeouts to avoid being burdened by past lives and beautiful heaven memories, which makes Earth prison-like environment much worse. Could be. I mean, I suppose, again, it could be to remove but why would past lives be burdensome? You know? Why would you need to forget necessarily? I don't know if that would be, I don't know if that's convincing. Again, between that explanation and the explanation as it's used for manipulation, the manipulation, I feel, explanation seems more plausible to me. Chained Mind Asylum. I like that YouTube name. Worse than the memory wipe is the demented psychotic life eating. Yeah, food chain. Oh my God. By the way, what did you think? Again, it's so cool because I thought about that before I listened to Eric Dubay, but he really spent a lot of time focusing on the sick nature of the food chain and how it just keeps us in this perpetual cycle of destruction and consumption. I guess when you think about that and the way that this whole system is set up, by system I mean natural world, it just seems perverse. No, the memory wipe wasn't to learn and evolve. Oh, I see. It was just a parameter for this game we created. No, okay, got it. Nothing to do with Earth as a school. I see. I got you. Genie Dot is fun to listen to. Genie Dot. I don't know. Let me see if that's on my list. Genie Dot. What is Genie dot? Genie. Yep, it's not on the list. I'll add it. What is Genie dot gender ender? 2M19. Do you read Howdiana's perspective on New Age? Yeah. And Isabella Green is kind of this, like Darius, right? I mean, Darius, I would say, although, it's funny, Darius actually, I I don't think either of them, I would say Isabella Green does not seem new. Okay, maybe I have to reread the part on Empty the Cave because he has a whole Empty the Cave section on New Age. I don't think, would Isabella Green be considered New Age? I don't think she would consider herself that. I don't really consider herself that. Let me see. Well, I'm going to read another one of her books that she actually asked me to read before the interview. I don't know. Now, Darius, I would say, is closer to New Age, potentially, because I think that a lot of his views in terms of what we're doing for life, we're here to, so we can, the purpose is to remember, kind of like Earth as a school idea. I would say he'd be closer, although he said something in when I interviewed him, he said something about the New Age system or something like that. So my point being, I wonder if he considers himself. I don't think he would consider himself New Age. But anyways, between the two, I would say Darius would be closer to New Age, I think, than Isabella Green. But we'll have a conversation. We'll see how it goes. Yes, maybe the Monroe trip will open a door. I'm going to try my hardest so that it does. I hope it does. I believe it will, but we'll see. Elizabeth says, yes, it was awesome. Just talking about the Intuitive Underground video. Thank you. The Earth as a school is just gaslighting to keep us returning. That's what I think. The original settling allowed a simple exit, but that got hijacked. Ah, okay, interesting. Viv, where do you get that information from that the original was easy to exit and then it was made hard to exit? Just curious. You see Eric Dubay's video with Howdy? No, I did not. Oh, I need to see that. Ooh, he's a YouTuber. I'll look his name up. Genie Dot, you mean, is a YouTuber? I don't know. I watch so many people. I can send you a list. Okay, yeah. Send. Yeah, hit it to me. Send it to me on Instagram. Hey, man, long time no see. Hey, Jesse Tyler Official is back in the house. Have you ever heard of Tartaria? Yeah, I have heard of Tartaria. And there we are currently on the 5th reset of civilization. I haven't heard the 5th specifically, but I've heard so many people talk about the idea of the resets and that the resets happen every time maybe things get a little out of control and then the whole realm has to be reset. I know that Isabella Green thinks we're about to be reset again. But I definitely know about the resets, yes. Jamali Antonio. Yeah, we suggested Genie Dot to you recently. Him and Ryan Cropper. Hold on. Dan Winters would be such a good interview, though. Yeah, let me look. Dan Winters. Oh, no, I do have Genie Dot. Yeah, I do. Sorry, I missed that. And Dan Winters is on my list. And who else did you say? Ryan Cropper. It sounds familiar. I feel like he's on here. My list has 94 people on it. Yeah, Ryan Cropper. They're all on there. Yep, they're all on there. What do you know about Giants? I don't know much. I've seen some videos about Giants and people. What's that podcast? Danny Jones. People saying that yes, Giants definitely existed. The military has found them, this and that. But it's not an area that I've dove into. At this point, though, man, I would believe, you know what I mean? I feel like we've been lied to so much about the entire history of the planet, so it would not shock me. That would be one of the least shocking things at this point, that just anatomically similar beings that are way bigger than us existed. Like that seems totally plausible to me. Darius is closer from my feelings, but Isabella is too, little less. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if do other people feel that way, that Isabella is close to New Age? I mean, but how can you be New Age when you're learning about Gnosticism? Like Isabella Green is reading the Gnostic texts, and you know what I mean? Isn't that kind of what makes her New Age? What do you guys think makes her New Age? Okay, let me see this. With the memory wipe, I have some issues. My sister could remember a past life in Egypt and in Tibetan Buddhism. There's so many cases. No, for sure. Hey, listen, I'm not saying the memory wipe is perfect. There are people that remember. I think that that doesn't indicate to me that there's no memory wipe. What that indicates to me is that the memory wipe system is not perfect, or not only is it not perfect, it's something that we can potentially get past, that we can potentially recall these memories. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that every person is perfectly memory wiped. That's not the case. In fact, I think the fact that like, for example, if the memory wipe was truly for our benefit, then I think everybody would have that, or if they maybe would retain memories, they'd voluntarily, who knows, it spit those memories out, something like that, right? But the fact that some people slip through the cracks, to me, indicates that it's a system imposed upon us that is not foolproof. That's what I think. Intuitive Underground spoke on Darius. What? They did? Oh, they didn't know much about him. Okay. But Darius didn't know Monroe. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he said he didn't know much about. But some people said, hey, maybe does he really not know that much about? He said he had been in contact with Monroe or something like that, but he wasn't super familiar. And I think he has somebody on his team from Monroe or that used to work at Monroe. I don't know exactly. Check out Ashayana Dion next to Gnostics and Templar. She explained who we fall to a life. Oh, interesting. Ashayana Dion. Hold on. Let me just put this back up here. You guys can see as I write, as I add to the list. Ashayana. Ashayana. Shayna Dion. Life Matrix. Whoops. Very interesting. Okay, I'll check that out. Melanie is back. What's up, Melanie? What would be the logistics of remembering past lives? A baby doesn't have the brain development to remember. A toddler, young child doesn't have the cognition to make sense of it. So adulthood, I would assume it would have to be in adulthood. And yeah, so wait, you mean you have to wait to a certain age to start remembering? I don't think you'd have to wait to adulthood. I feel in that book that, who just referenced it? Was it Prashant? Or no, it was Savid. I actually have this book, The Children Who Remember Their Previous Lives. I have it, but I haven't read it yet. Obviously, I think it's accessible to kids once they're maybe past the point of toddlers and they have the brain capacity to at least be able to like talk about it. Who's to say that babies and things like that don't have memories? They just can't communicate about them or whatnot, or maybe they can't retain them later on. But yeah, I guess the time would be at some point as a young child or beyond. But I don't know what would be optimal. I just wouldn't know what the right answer would be, when to start that. I can see where Viv is coming from. Sazved, can we alter the contract? Great question. I've wondered that myself. I have wondered that if we could. I've had that same thought. We think, hey, we signed it, so we gotta stick it out at least until throughout this existence. But maybe that's not even true, right? If we have as much power as I think we do, yeah, maybe we can alter right here, right now, and maybe we just have to believe that we can alter it. I don't know. It's a great question. I think we probably can, actually. And that's just me speculating, but I think we can. Yeah. And maybe we have to do it collectively. Maybe we have to combine our energies to do it. I don't know, but I think we can. Yes, Ashayana Dayan also has a lot of info. Her works are good for reference. Thanks, Krishna. What's up, Krishna? Welcome back. Gene Dow's chill and positive dude. I like his stuff. Okay, cool. Cropper is an OG. Okay, awesome. Darius definitely know about Monroe. Darius spoken about Monroe about him this weekend for. Oh, really? One of his helpers named Stefano worked with that's who he was talking about, I think. Stefano in our interview. Okay. Well, he knows about Monroe. I guess in our interview, he was kind of saying he didn't know too much about the Monroe protocols or something like that. Yeah, he knows of Monroe. I didn't mean to say he doesn't know about Monroe at all. You know what I mean? Do you think this 5D Earth Ascension movement has been going on since the year 2000, shifted to years like 2012, 2018 as a scam? I've heard people say it's a scam. I can't really comment because I haven't researched it thoroughly, so I don't know. But I know a lot of people think it's a scam. I'll put it like that. If it's not too personal, I'm curious, what's your opinion as far as what's going on after we leave here? Yeah, no, it's not too personal. I mean, that's kind of what this channel is about. Okay, well, let me give a caveat that my stance is still growing and shifting and changing as I learn more information. I'm not trying to say that I'm an expert by any means on this material, although I'm trying to become as expert as possible, if that makes sense. But what I would say right now is it appears as though that it seems quite plausible and probable that, yep, something has been commandeered. We leave, we move into, a light is projected to us. That's the light that everybody sees, everybody talks about. Oh my God, go towards the light. This is in pretty much globally what people describe when they die or when they have near-death experiences. There's going to be a light. We're going to be drawn towards it. If you go into that light, you will be greeted by either a religious figure, if you're highly religious, a family member, if you had a close bond with a particular family member, whatever it may be. They will say, hey, come, you're in. Now, this is assuming you go into the light. You go, you have what near-death experience recounters explain as a life review. They'll say, okay, you lived, congratulations, you made it back. We're going to go through your life now. You go through a life review. The life review will show you a combination of things that you did well and things that you did poorly, where you hurt people, and you're going to feel the emotions of those people that you hurt. And then maybe you'll spend some time in the astral plane, maybe in some of these intermediary levels, like what Insights with Tony describes, where it's sort of like this apartment complex area, this middle ground, and then eventually through some collaborative process or whatever, you are going to be talked into maybe returning back to Earth in another body, in a new life, and under the guise of it being a way to rectify your past wrongs or to learn new lessons or whatever it may be. And you're going to agree to that. And then so the cycle will repeat. That's if you go into the light. If you choose not to go into the light, I think I have a lot of questions on that, but because I don't think really anybody truly knows. But what people posit, people like Jason Georgiani, even Intuitive Underground, this amazing group that I interviewed, the remote viewers, I think what could be a possibility is that I used to once think that it's, hey, you're going to go to the pleroma as described in Gnosticism, maybe not merge, but reunite with source, something along those lines. But I don't know, right now where I'm at is maybe it's a choose your own adventure existence. Effectively, you don't go into the light, you escape out. Maybe they try to corral you back with different means. They try to grab you back or manipulate you to come back. And if you can bob and weave and get out of all the tricks and traps, you'll eventually be outside of whatever this matrix is. You'll zip past the astral, which is a part of the matrix, and you'll be maybe outside of this bubble. Part of me thinks we're sort of in some encapsulated bubble as well that imprisons us. And then once you eject out of that, then you'll truly know, you'll regain all of your memories. You'll be reconnected to source more directly. I think we're still already connected. It's just a faint connection maybe. And then after that, it's up to you. The choice will once again come back to you in terms of how you want to continue existence ad infinitum. And maybe there'll even be some people that'll still want to come back into the trap. I actually think that there's a contingent of us that knew what this is all about and knew the risks and came here willingly from the outside, knowing it was a trap to try and help others. And so maybe we'll be like, nah, I want to go back. I'm going to try again. There's still lots of people. I don't know. That's what I think right now. Got info from a channel. He remembers pre-Matrix and it really resonates with me, but I don't know the whole story. The harsh truth is that we came here to experience without our natural abilities. I could see that. What do you know, Tartaria? I heard. Have you heard that many current amazing buildings are actually old? No, I have not heard that. But I've heard of Tartaria, and yeah, it's like the old ancient world or our original planet or something like that. But I don't know. If you want to send me something on Tartaria, I'd be down to check it out. Krishna says, yes, the 5D Earth stuff is a scam. Green, she has some points that are absolute legal, but in depth in her books, I got the look of her. She is kind of Darius, new age. Interesting. Okay. I can see Viv's points. The mind wipe being a part of the game makes sense after having the Lonely God and Cosmic Joke psychedelic trips. Darius doesn't do a lot of reading. I remember him saying he's a bit, yes, he is dyslexic. He told me that. it sounds like he's severely dyslexic. He said when it's more than 3 words or something, it just all like they move around. But he can listen. He said he can listen to audiobooks. Ian Stevenson is great to look up for interviews with kids on past lives. Hey, Elizabeth, didn't he write the book Children Who Remember Their Past Lives? I feel like he's the author of that book, but I can't remember. Melanie, Isabella has some incongruent beliefs. She speaks about reptilians and then bangs on about activating Kundalini. Yeah, a lot of people have talked about the Kundalini thing. I'm going to ask her about that in our interview. I don't know much about Kundalini, so I'm going to have to research it. Great list of ideas. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jamali. Dr. Ian Stevenson did amazing research on children. Yeah, I think that's the book that I have. I got to read that book. Oh my God. You guys don't even know what I'm reading right now. I'm reading the Jordoff, Food for the Moon. I started on my plane ride back from Michigan, but I read just a couple pages. I got so tired, I fell asleep. As a powerful being, the ultimate game would be memory wiped. So you believe you are this tiny human. Unfortunately, the setting got hijacked, turned up to level 10, hence pain, suffering. I mean, I can see that. I can see that, Viv. I can see what you're saying. Just as a pure immersive experience. But I just go back to, I can see that, but then you compare it also to, it could be a fully immersive experience. It could also be the perfect form of mind control and just control, period. And what seems more probable. I mean, I guess what you're saying is kind of both. It was the ultimate game, and then it was hijacked, and now it's being used as the ultimate weapon against us. But Dark Matrix has a video on that. Oh, cool, I made it to alive. Yes, you did. What's up, Blissly? We get no, believe is to be naive. Breton Wolf says. What's up, Breton Wolf? Just because we signed a contract doesn't mean we have to do it. I think that's the whole point, saying, no, F that. It's finding our free will. I'm with you. I was blown away when I was friends with this woman and found out it was Darius. Oh, no way. Your friends. Oh, that's wild. Basically, lotus flower is eternal energy, monad pleroma. Our God spark and flower of life eats life matrix. Shayana Dion. I've had past life memories since a very young child. Oh, interesting. At the time, it was confusing and scary, but that was just snippets and 2. I can't imagine what it'd be like to remember the entirety of all of it. True. Probably couldn't handle it. Sorry. The most important job in this meat suit is to remember what you really are while alive. So have confidence, sovereignty at death. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Aries Godtron, what's up? I think you might be new to the channel. Have you heard about targeted individuals? No, I have not. Brent Wolf, that's wild. Yeah, that is wild. Or Breton Wolf. The archonic parasite hijackers call our energy eternal essence. It's a drug to them. They don't have it naturally. Christos Avatar channel is taking a Shayani Dion forward 15 regions and dimensions. Interesting. I'm expecting a Star Wars like cyberpunk dystopia governed by reptilians at the other end of the light. I mean, very well could be. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, no problem. Do you think there's a way to shift our physical body between dimensions to move out from the simulation to base level reality? I do, because there's been stories of that. Actually, Rachel Corpus shifted into base reality. She if you hear her account, it was through an NDE, but that's kind of, I think, what happened. She phased into base reality. So I bet you there is a way to do it. I'm not saying you're saying our physical body. I don't know. I'm not sure. Although I guess anything is possible, right? If we truly are divine sparks, it could be possible. The idea of these karmas contract is so ridiculous. It's all based on lies and valid. They have no authority. Send me your email. Sure, it is. Here, I'll put it in here. Pink Tourmaline. There's the Pink Tourmaline email. Jesse Tyler. Are you going to interview any astrologers about this time? I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Look up Mud Flood. A lot of these old Tartarian buildings are half buried. Mud Flood. Okay. It's amazing you take notes about authors and YouTube channels. Can you able to share your above notes? Maybe I could do that. Yeah, I could potentially do that. Let me think about it. Intuitive underground information is great. Me and my mom discuss the soul trap twice a week, and we end up with a lot of questions. I love that. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing that you get to talk to your mom about it. I've actually talked a little bit to my parents about it, but they're not super. No, but like it's just they're open minded, but they're just not super into it. I guess you could say. Does seem to anyone that the whole oneness thing is like a collective hive mind? Yeah. Well, are you saying oneness is a collective hive mind as opposed to merging? Is that what you mean? Darius J.M. I really like George Jurdoff. Yeah, I'm reading his book right now. Excuse me. We will get there as long as we keep searching. I agree. Wait, you can't see me? Can you guys see me now? I should be here on camera. Let me check my live stream. I'm on camera. And guys, if you could hit that like button and run up the likes, I'd appreciate it. It helps push the content out to more people that want to learn, that want to grow. Now, what is in the body in pods in a base reality all about? Yeah. That's something that Intuitive Underground has talked about. Basically, they're saying that there's another Earth, and this is a copy of that Earth, like a virtual copy. And in that realm, in base reality, we have bodies, but those are real bodies, and then we project our consciousness into this realm. Kind of like in the movie Avatar. My mom is really into the woo-woo. That's cool. We, as our soul source self, created this experience as a game. The physical world is the primary matrix, and we are in the secondary matrix. It's ultimately all source, and we created it. Satisfied. Well, my mom is the only one I can talk. I mean, that's so cool that you can talk to your mom about this stuff. I can't. I talk to you guys about this stuff. I don't really have anybody in my friend group. Oh, I gotta tell you guys something. Actually, I had my birthday party last Saturday, and it started at 7. It went till like I think the last of my friends left at like 12:30. And at the end of the night, it was me and 4 of my friends, 2 guys, 2 girls. And they started asking me about this YouTube channel. They're like, "You got another YouTube channel? You're making a video a day? That's crazy." Because I'm trying to make a video a day, not always hitting that mark, but trying. And it's, well, what is it about? I'm like, well, I don't know if this is the right time to really discuss it. It's kind of intense. And let me go back to this comment. This is what I'm responding to. I was like, it's kind of intense. I don't know if you want to hear about it. Maybe another time I can tell you guys about it. They're like, no, we want to hear. What is it? I was like, okay, guys, here it is. Buckle up. And so I told them, I spent like a half an hour telling them, maybe even 45 minutes, an hour. I don't remember. Told them everything about this channel. And I said, yeah, I'm like trying to figure out the purpose of life, basically. And they're like, what? You have to tell, what is it? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm getting closer. They're like, wait, you have to tell us. So I told them all this stuff. And I'm like, look around, look at this, look at that, look at the other thing, look at how the world is set up. Like, and we had an amazing conversation. Even one of my buddies texted me afterwards. He's like, dude, really, it was so much fun at your party and really appreciated you sharing all that stuff. So they were so open-minded. I was blown away. And they had never heard anything about this material. Remember, my first introduction to this material, I was a bit in denial. Not denial is not the right word, but I was in disbelief. I said, no, this doesn't exactly make sense because I've heard this thing and that thing and that thing. But they kind of took to it. It was crazy. Have you checked out works of Jacoby Grinberg? No, but let's add it to the list. Hold on, wait. What has he done? Simulation theory called synergetic. Okay, Jacoby Grinberg. Synergic theory. All right, cool. Yes, we can see it. Okay, good. I know I'm 23-year-old psychic parents worth of CIA or military. She has 100% the ability to remove. What? That's crazy. That is scary. And replace it with another soul, knowledge, gifts, etc. Interesting. I had to go out and come back. That was weird. What do you mean? Oh, to my stream. Got you. Okay, well, glad it's working now. I think there's the external searching, but also everything is within. We are already connected to source and have universe within. I believe that. You were in the black void for a minute. Yeah, maybe I was in the black void of YouTube. Have you seen Mike Martin's video called The Solution yet? No, I have not. Like a lot of people, we are one consciousness. And to me, it seems that's a collective hive mind. Yeah, very well could be. I mean, when you describe a collective hive mind, it's really that we can all connect to each other. And that makes sense. I could see that. what is telepathy other than that's sort of connection? Thoughts on telepathy tapes? Oh my God, I need to get back to them. I heard there's a second season. And yeah, so I've only listened to the first 2 or 3 episodes of the first season. So I need to get through all of it. Dude, I need to do a breakdown of telepathy tapes. That's a great, I'm going to write that down. What a great call. That's going to take me like weeks to do, though. Contracts are individuals that can be revoked at any time based on the fact you don't know you have them amnesia, but it's up to, yeah. Hey, Insights with Tony is back in the house. Yo, Insights with Tony, you made a crazy awesome video the other day. I actually been meaning to do a breakdown of it. I forgot. But to Insights with Tony, guys, check out his YouTube channel, Insights with Tony in the house. One way to know this place trap is we cannot even do something like levitate few inches off the ground. Show something suppressing our abilities because as spiritual beings, we should be able to do that. Yeah, fair enough. We are powerful. I've done and seen things that people would say are impossible. Colin Chris was in the house. I won't say it this time. Yes, Tartaria. Man, mind blowing in your face. Only such a short time ago. Love to all. What's up? Thank you, Colin. Colin's been a supporter of this channel from the start, from the get-go. Those bodies in the physical base reality are clones of our avatars here. Are clones of our avatars here. Wait. The entities there farm the clones of our bodies for drugs. What? The entities there farm the clones of our bodies for drugs and other products. They draw blood and semen from the clones? Our clones of our avatars here. Huh. But so you're saying they're just clones. They don't actually house our consciousness? Is that what you're saying? I haven't heard that before. I'm so glad I caught this live. Keep doing what you do. I will. Yes, Tartaria, I heard it was only 200 years. 200 years? 200 plus years ago? It's a paradox. The hive mind is the hijack of the principal interconnectedness of all things, but individuation, in my opinion, is the soul's purpose. We don't become a part of a block. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think we merge. Hey, Tony, love your channel, says Missy. Was just watching Insights with Tony. Look at that. Insights with Tony. Getting a following, as he should. Legend. Brenton Wolf, those bastards are greedy. That's my understanding of it. Damn, that's insane. I have not heard that. Check out Marina Serin. She could escape the Gray's breeding program and is for 100% freedom. Marina Serin? Okay. Done. Added to the list. Hi, everyone. What's up? What's up? Hey, Tony, would you ever want to come on the channel for an interview? Let me know. Let me know. Hey, guys, I've seen her. She looks very alien. Guys, let me know in the chat right now. Do you guys want to see an interview with Insights with Tony on this channel? Let me know. Say yes say yes, Tony, if you would want to see an interview. And if Tony wants to do it, then maybe we can set it up. Not sure how the consciousness part works. Yes, Tony, hanging with Tony. Yes, Tony. Wow. People are going crazy. They want Tony. Hey, Tony, you want to do it? Yes. Wow. Okay, this is amazing. Sounds good. Do you think that this... Yes, Tony, Josh says. Whoa, this is amazing. Tony, let me know. Do you want to do it? Oh, my gosh. Everybody wants you, Tony, to be on this channel. Hold on. What was the question? Do you think that this reality we're in now is about to end? Well, that's what Isabella Green thinks. She thinks that we're about to have another reset. Feels like the more people that wake up, the more... Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that they would have to if too many people are waking up. But I mean, is that going to keep working forever and ever to keep people being trapped? I don't know. You know, my guess is there's probably energy costs to doing these resets. There's probably risks of people escaping anyways. Tony says, sure. Not Tony Sayers. This is a different Tony. I did interview Tony Sayers, though. Whoa, I see Truth says I love do you love are you saying Insights with Tony or Tony Sayers? It's a different Tony. I've interviewed Tony Sayers. Check out on the channel. It's a few months ago I did that. No, it's all good. It's all good. Insights with Tony though is legendary. He does a lot of out of body stuff and he's got a YouTube channel. You can check it here. Okay, Insights with Tony. Are you on Instagram? I'll message you on Instagram. Or if you have an email address, either or. Let me know how I can reach out to you, and we will take it from there. Let's see. I'm seeing if I can find an email address on Tony's. on Tony. Okay, I found it. I found your email address on your YouTube channel. I'll email you right now. Do. Insights. Oops. Okay. During an interview, Pink. What's your this week, next week? Okay, Tony, I'm emailing you right now. 1 second. Okay, boom, sent. Just sent the email and hit me back. Both Tonys are fantastic. Yes. There's something about a main character there of us, both male and female, and the clones are running out, which makes sense with the degradation the intuitive guys are talking about. Yes. I think the reset is going to be by 2030. That's why the World Economic Forum called 2030 the great. What? It's called the Great Reset? Oh my God. Thanks for your hard work. Hey, man. My pleasure. Hey, Numa Ethos. We'll definitely check out Tony. Everyone seems to approve. Yes. What's up, Numa Ethos? How's life? Okay, I will. Awesome. Love your content. I've been out of body, different methods, died a lot. Oh, you done DMT and Ibogaine. The remote viewers are right. Oh, very interesting. How many times have you done DMT? And have you done 5-MeO? I'm asking all my friends if they believe Earth is a school. They all do. Really? I used to believe this too, like 2 weeks ago. And really? You just shifted from 2 weeks ago. Wait, what? What changed you? Because I used to think that too. But wow, that's crazy. Eric Dubay would be great to have on. Yeah, I don't know how to reach out to Eric Dubay. So, but if anybody knows how to get in touch with him or what his Instagram is or anything or email, let me know. Like the creation of the clones is failing, thus the degradation. I see. Once you see that, you can't unsee it. Well done. Not a school. It's a trick they use. Yep. Howdy made a lot of videos on this when the Matrix began, may end. Absolute good. I'm a lucid dreamer and love Tony insights on how to have an OBE through this method. I've had OBEs and lucid dreams. I didn't have a method. Very interesting. Insights with Tony. Thumbs up. Let's go. Doesn't really matter. We are returning to source. Apparently, this is one of the last times through the trap. Wait, why do you say that, Brenton? Why do you say that? Tell me more. This is not a school. I'm highly intrigued when we integrate the science and all of this plasma, ether, quantum physics. Very true. It is fascinating. One DMT trip, I had 3 archons in my face as soon as I left my body trying to act like guides. Whoa. How many trips have you had? Are you familiar with any Native American OBE teachers? No, I'm not. I would like to learn the ways. Oh, you're Native American. So cool. But starting from the beginning, I was adopted and raised by a loving white family. Oh, that's so cool. Actually, where I do commentating for a fight promotion out of Montana, and we have a lot of fighters that are native that live on reservations in Montana. And man, they're so awesome. And they bring a lot of times people from their tribe, and they pack the house with a ton of fans, and they just love their fighters. It's just, I don't know, really cool. I'd love to know more about the native culture. And obviously there's like so many different tribes and so many different, I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'd just love to learn more in general. Had a wild quantum entanglement experiment today at the same time that my counterpart Michael, who lives in Norway. Whoa, what? Is he okay? That's insane too, by the way. But Jesus, sorry to hear that. Oh, you've done 5-MeO. Yeah, 5-MeO is wild. Listening to people like you and Tony changed me. Oh, wow. Okay. Welcome to this journey. Ask Howdy. He and Eric chat. Oh, really? Okay, maybe I'll ask him when he comes on the channel. 5-MeO is more like a light washing over you, and you just become the earth etching. One killed me, and 5. What? Like light washing over you, and you just become the earth etching. One killed me, and 5 heart attacks. What the heck? 5 heart attacks. Jeez. Did you know before aliens came here, humans were both male and female in one body? No, but Robert Monroe said something about that. About the genders being separated or something. Oh, you've done it a lot. Okay, yeah, for our souls all knowing, why would we need a school? Yeah. Ibogaine killed me. Jeez. Are you a fighter? I mean, I train Muay Thai. I've trained Muay Thai for about 7 years, just under 7 years, but I've never had a fight. I just love the sport. I love mixed martial arts. I'm a fan, and I like to train for fun. We have had other strange experiences, but this one was significant. Sometimes, man, wow, that's crazy. I think DMT and Ibogaine and mushrooms are their own entities. I'd rather not use drugs to interface with the astral. Yeah, I did it once, and I'll do it again if it calls to me, I suppose, but I want to try without, and that's what I'm working towards now. Like spirits, like alcohol. Jamali, to look at what some humans do. That answers your question. What was Jamali's question? Exactly, they're their own spirit. Ibogaine trip gave me, geez, that's so nuts. 5 heart attacks. That's so scary. This particular matrix is closing down. Soon the main harvest event will take place, and the souls that make it through will experience their full power, and it will end when the last soul leaves. Wow. Hermaphrodites before they split. That's crazy. I never heard that. To go to other matrix games. To go to other matrix games? So you think we'll still be stuck in a larger matrix? Huh. Yeah, exactly. Why do they wipe your memory? Yes, he is okay. He was working out. Oh my God. He lives a very oh my God, that's so scary. I mean, the soul on the other side, they say we need this earth school because our soul needs to learn things, but then turn around and say our souls are infinite and all. Yeah, I'm with you in that. Doesn't fully make sense. Drugs make you see it through its spirit. Example, like if you trip, you're going to see it through the spirit of mushrooms, etc. Oh, I get you. Yeah, so each one kind of has you look at everything through a different lens, I think is what you're saying. That's why I originally learned about the Matrix. Not saying I know for sure. I got you. Do you only train MA or even work out in a gym? Yeah, I train in a gym too. I lift weights. I don't do MMA. I do Muay Thai only. I don't do any wrestling or grappling or jiu-jitsu. I've done it, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, but not much. I didn't like it. And then I also play pickleball because I love pickleball. I've been doing that a lot lately. And there was a long period where I was doing yoga once a week, and then I kind of stopped that because of pickleball. I just like to do physical stuff, stay active, have fun. Okay, I get it now. Did you ever get to watch any of the links that I put under your videos recently? No, I don't. Wait, I don't know. If I responded and said I was going to watch it, then yes, I did. But hold on. Let me see if I wrote that name down. Calagaro Grafasi. That sounds familiar. Grafasi. Yeah, I wrote him down on my list. Was it in English or was it in another language? I kind of remember. I think I may remember this, but I'm not sure. We have a choice to go to another Matrix game or create our own, depending on how well we did here. I think DMT is an interface of sorts. It's certainly not for everyone. My next experience, my goal is to question the memory wipe. How can you possibly learn? Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, you do jujitsu? That's cool. You should try Muay Thai. It's really fun. Let me link it to you because you have to watch it. Okay, send it to me. How do you want to send it to me? Send it to me. Here, send it to me on Instagram. There's my Instagram right there. I want to see it. Apparently, there's going to be another Matrix game after this one that's even more intense, like Isabella Green talks about. Yeah, she did say that, actually. She thinks that they're going to, it's not even, she didn't even call it a game, but basically she's from my recollection from the last video, she said it's going to make it harder to escape and easier for them to manipulate us, basically. So yeah, if you mean intense that way, why would this particular Matrix be ending now, though? I think, Viv, is that because so many people are starting to wake up. So I think it's basically system failure. Melanie says, in the Secret Book of John, it speaks about the splitting of the sexes into... Yeah, I do remember that. I did a breakdown video on the Apocryphon of John. It's attachments, like he has 6 different languages. He's Italian. Okay, but does he... Is the video in English? What's her first name again with the accent? Isabella Green. Isabella Green. Callegro Grifasi did regression hypnosis on a person and spoke to the departed soul of Dolores Cannon. She said that she was tricked by the... What? No way. That's crazy. I've heard some Dolores Cannon stuff. Yeah, she seems super new age, so I haven't really wanted to do a breakdown or anything of her stuff, but this Matrix is ending because this game was won by the one, and yes, she shared her win, and many souls woke up because of the win. Interesting. Kimberly might be new to the channel. Don't recognize Kimberly. Kimberly Kinseth. As long as you continue to search for truth outside yourself, you, my dear, will always be searching and will never know the truth. The truth is not outside yourself. The truth is within yourself. I agree that the truth is within ourselves. I also do think that there is something to be said for searching externally to maybe help ourselves search internally. And that's primarily because of all of the craziness that's in this world to kind of clear our minds. And even Howdy McCoskey, I'm not saying he knows everything per se, but he talks about this in Empty the Cave, that part of the journey to get us to look within is by exhausting the search externally. So I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? Okay. But all I can say is I feel super strongly called to take on this external search right now. And I believe it's leading me in the right direction. Krishna, yes, I'll get it for him. I have a session published on his page under my name, Thalia. Dolores turned to Christianity. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Did she? I had no idea. Yes, the truth is within ourselves and everything is you. Yes. On English channel. Malware, system old, rebuilding new system. The question is, what kind of system? Howdy says it's not getting better, it's getting worse, and we need to find a way out. We have a window opportunity. Yeah, I mean, Isabella Green basically says the same thing. Hold on. Just seeing if Insights with Tony responded. Not yet. Tony, respond to me. No, I'm just kidding. Look at human design and what will happen at 2027. The raves will appear. What do you mean by raves? I agree with Intuitive Underground. This feels like one big dream. Yeah, they do call it a dream, right? Not a simulation. That was kind of interesting. Howdy, you say, is a little negative about it all. I don't get that vibe that well, I need to listen to more of his interviews, but I mean, is it negative when I think what he believes is true is negative. I don't think he's got a negative perspective on things. I think he's just trying to illuminate us of what he believes is going on. And that sounds kind of negative. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't met him yet and I haven't talked to him, but I don't think that it's fair to say that he's negative just because the situation that we're in is potentially negative and he's trying to describe it. You know what I mean? A dream within a dream. Kimberly says, depends on if you're honestly searching for your truth or wanting to create more views. While one looks outside, they will miss the time frame that is only open for a time. Heart center opening. I mean, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say that I'm not searching? Of course. What do you think I'm doing? I'm trying to. You're trying to say that I'm not truly searching is what you mean. I've never seen you on the channel. I don't know how much of my content you've watched, but I am absolutely searching for truth and trying to figure out what's going on. If you actually watch my old content, I'm guessing you're probably a little new agey, but that's my guess. If you watch my content from the beginning, I had a different perspective and had a different understanding of what I thought was the nature of reality. But through this quest, I have come to a new understanding and new realization just from new information. And I continue to stay open-minded. This is not I'm not saying this is the end all be all of my journey by any means. So I don't know. Sounds like you think why don't you illuminate for us? What do you think is going on? You're saying heart center is opening. The answers are within. I'm assuming you've done that. So what is your take on everything? Time to go watch Inception again. Oh my God. I saw that movie a long time ago. Maybe I should watch it again too. Nothing external is saving us. We save ourselves. I'm with you. If a truly good being existed, it would have come and saved everything. I mean, well, the truly good being could literally be us, within us. But yeah, I really, really am with you, Eddie, that it is it's all within us. The power, the clarity, and we got to stop going to this savior type of mentality. It's like find our inner peace while there's outer chaos. Funny how the lyrics of Row Your Boat says at the end, life is but a dream. Oh my God. I never even thought about that. Good call, Viv. Holy smokes. I really resonate with Mike Martin. He's very direct and seems authentic. Christian Consciousness. Howdy is the realistic guy I've heard to. Very empathetic and open-minded from his interviews and his books. I've checked out. Yeah, I think Howdy's on it. I can't wait to talk to Howdy. Well, little victimly, like when you get lemons, you make lemonade. Oh, you think that about Howdy? I don't know. Fear is how you stay trapped, guys. Eddie, yes. The raves are new humankind, new children. What? I never heard of this. Type in human design, more powerful than astrology. Like all the negative fear stuff is a test. We just clear our unconscious fears and create our best lives. Kimberly says, sending love, judgment, and what we focus on, believe, I think is all we will experience. The loop stuck in the lowest timeline where the control is by what we each created. Continue in the reincarnation. Sending love, judgment, and what we focus on, believe, think is all we will experience. The loop stuck in the lowest timeline where the control is by what we created. Continue in the reincarnate. I mean, possibly true. You know, there is a possibility. It's one reason why potentially, let's say, Darius may not want to talk about some of the negative things, like the reincarnate, what's it called? This world being a trap. I'm not saying this is or is not the reason why he doesn't. I don't know. I actually don't think that's it, because I think, I don't know. Anyways, but there could be something to this idea that, hey, maybe if we just focus on what we want to exist, where we want to go, the positives, and we don't think about the negatives. I mean, there could be something to that, I suppose. But at the same time, it would seem bizarre to me, like if this is the nature of reality, or this is a facet of the nature of reality, what seems logical to me is to learn about it and to accept it. And then we could eventually detach from it. That's kind of Howdy McCoskey's essential philosophy. That makes sense to me, you know, as opposed to just maybe burying our heads in the sand. On top of that, if we don't dig into this information, like it's easy for maybe you to say that, or some of us who have access to the information to say that, hey, I'm going to think positive, I'm going to manifest what I want to create. What about all the billions of people that are locked into these religious paradigms, Christianity, Islam, that have no idea or understanding of what they're about to see when they leave? And then they get to the astral and they're confronted with Jesus and they're Christian. Like, they're stuck, they're screwed. You know what I mean? Whereas as we continue on this external quest, and by the way, this is not only information that I'm trying to imbibe, but it's also information that I'm trying to disseminate. Like, if we don't do this type of stuff, if we don't have conversations to try to understand what's been going on, how the heck are people, how would I have ever accessed this information? So yeah, I got to say that there's something to what you're saying. Like, I get it, but I don't know. I feel a calling to learn and to share. I'm a teacher. That's in my DNA. That's in my blood. That's in my soul. That's in my spirit. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Ra Uruhu. Forgive gratitude. Don't consume death. Everything is permissible. Not everything is beneficial. It's amazing how your perception of things can really change how you handle this. Yes, for sure. Were you the one that brought up the Diary of a CEO? Yes, I am. Oh, you just reminded me, Josh. I got to do a video on that. That is a trip. Oh, that's on my list of videos. Hey, Insights with Tony responding, guys. We're going to do an interview. Let's go. Insights with Tony. What about the lay your head down at night? Something about dying. I just forgot. Wait, I don't know what you mean, Shannon Paul. But welcome, Shannon Paul. I'm back. I sent you some stuff. Oh, cool. Here, let me look. So Calagero did a video with a woman who had an attachment using Hemisync method to get out of the body. Fear and your will as above, so below. I've been saying that so much since I started this channel. That's so crazy. Okay, let me see. All right, I see the request. Okay, got it. Okay, I got all the videos. Thank you. I'll check it out. And your name is Talia, right? I see truth. We have to save ourselves. Otherwise, what will we learn if we need people to save us? Exactly. True. Literally in real life too, you need, I mean, it's that, right? You say, otherwise, what would we learn if we needed people to save us? There's that. But I ultimately think it's not even about that. It's just, we don't need somebody else to save us. We have that power. We just forgot. Yes, that makes sense. We can't get rid of the negative without experiencing it. Yeah, so you're with me. Knowing this info makes me feel even more powerful. Yeah, of course it does. Of course. I mean, of course. We like information, knowledge is power, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why is information destroyed? Why are libraries burned? Why is all this stuff taken away? It's because it's for that purpose. You know, going back to whatever that person's name was in the comments, Kimberly, like that again, it just why is there a memory wipe? Why are there all these things happening to confuse us, to obfuscate? So right, I pronounced that word right. The information that we're getting and to just keep us in misinformation and disinformation. There's obviously a reason to it. It's obviously taking away our power. We got to learn. We got to grow. We got to expand. Yeah, no. I mean, the external search is very important. Very important. I do believe. I think the internal is important too. Don't get me wrong, but I think they both are very important, and we have to attack and look at both together. The external, via knowledge, via sharing, via conversation, via videos, via books. The internal with expanding our abilities in these different areas, OBEs, astral projection, meditation, you know, all remote viewing, etc. Money people are soulless ones. Like, and by the way, let me go back to Kimberly's comments too. It's like, I don't get how you come like having this, because you're saying it in a let me go back to the first comment here. Depends if you're honestly searching. This is kind of weird because you're almost like questioning, am I like I'm not honestly searching? Like that was kind of weird. I gotta say, Kimberly, I don't know what I think I know what you're getting at, and yeah, this is like you don't even. I think you're quite new to the channel, but let's go back to this. As long as you continue to search for the truth outside yourself, you, my dear, will always be searching. Will never know the truth. The truth is not outside. Like, look at the certainty with which you're speaking. Like, where does this come from? Why would you be so certain? Instead, I think we should all be approaching things with an open mind and be open to, hey, maybe there is something to the external, but you're just like closing your mind to it and closing like, this is not how we should be. If anything, these are the perspectives that get us into trouble when people take on a stance and feel so sure about it and feel so right about it and just say, yep, I've learned enough. I'm done. I've gotten to where I've gotten to, and this is it. And I'm not going to continue to research or dive deeper or dig more. Now, obviously there's certain things that we can disregard because we feel they're just so out there that there's no truth or veracity to them. And so that's a cognitive decision that we're making in terms of where to devote our energy and resources. But to have this hard stance and then question what I'm trying to do and say, yeah, like, oh, you should shut the door to the external completely. Like, how do you know that? Like, this is just wrong. This is not how we should be approaching these situations. Sorry, Kimberly. Like, I'm not trying to attack you per se, but I gotta call you out when you're coming into my chat and you're saying stuff like this authoritatively. You're not delivering any substance. You may as well be a pastor or a minister in a Christian church and come in and say the same type of stuff. You know what I mean? And you probably would look at somebody who would do that and say, "What are you doing? You don't know the nature of reality." But like, we should all have a little bit of humility in this pursuit, right? Remove your ego and like, let's be open-minded here. Yeah, that's no good. That's no good. Arbiter class. All the religions will be so confused if they find themselves. Yeah. Oh my God. That's pretty funny. Shannon Paul, yeah, it's kind of like a prayer. Yes. If you're truly content with your creation here, you can close your eyes and leave, is something I've heard. Oh, interesting. Insights with Tony. Yo, man. Hope you're doing well, bro. It's Jamal from Ada Group. Oh, hey, somebody that knows insights from Tony. Missy says, preach. That's right. I'm going to preach. You're a great teacher. Thank you. I can't wait to hear your Monroe experience. You're not going to. You're going to be here. Oh, if I die before I wake. Oh, bedtime prayer. Sorry, I thought you were saying something different. That's why if they try saving, but contracts, Karna, you agreed, you laugh in their face. In fact, you don't even acknowledge them. Library of Alexandria was hidden to conceal. Yeah, exactly. Information is destroyed on the regular. Anything or being or whatever energy is in your space under your will, literally. I learned that through hypnosis. Empower your willpower. We control everything and we live in duality. The soulless bourgeoisie. Hey, by the way, guys, would you like me to add timestamps to these live streams after the fact? Let me know in the chat because I can do that. I did it once. I did it with my Tony Sayers live stream interview, but I can do it if you guys think it would be beneficial for people watching it after it's live. I've heard ETs say gain all knowledge. And I read a book called Charles Fort, To Open One's Mind. That's from Jordan Maxwell. ET contact. We do have friends out there. I find it strange that every time I've tried to astral project, I get and suck myself right back in. I feel the lift off. Yet I'll rip some DMT to. Oh, interesting. I don't know. Maybe I do think DMT is an eject button for the soul. I said that after I did it. Like, it really did feel like that. So there's something to it, but yeah, I don't know why you get pulled back in. Well, I do maybe know why you get pulled back in. I've heard people say that when you think about your body or you're afraid, it kind of sucks you back in. So maybe the DMT is allowing you to get past that fear, but that's just a theory. The more I learn, the more I know. There's so much more to learn. I'm so willing to be wrong. Yeah, 100%. Me too. I have a weird fear that I won't come back if I do it to myself because the feeling is even more intense than from DMT. Just looking for some insight from others on this. Brenton Wolf, there's nothing is going to tell you exactly what this place is. You have to know for yourself. So it might be best to just live your life and not pay it too much attention. Could be. Got her. Robert Brown. Keep up this work of being open and allowed to see everything you can to discern from it. Is a good platform to share all knowledge and what resonates, keep. What doesn't, don't. Good job. Thank you, Pat Windsor. I appreciate you. Ask your source self-connection if it's beneficial to know certain truths. Sometimes the more I look into stuff, the more it does. Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, that definitely happens to me too. But still going to keep going. I mean, I agree with Kimberly and you. It gets to a point where you do so much research and then to go with it. Yeah, but that's what Howdy McCoskey says. It says that point of exhaustion will happen naturally. You can't force it. And again, I'm not saying Howdy is the end-all, be-all authority on everything, but I feel like that resonates and that makes sense with me. Like, I'll come to a point, I imagine, naturally, where I'll say, okay, now it's time to just solely look within or primarily look within. Right there, you answered it, Numa. Have no fear, and anything in your space is under will be free. You won't die, I promise. Meat suits made well. The truth is within. However, we are having this very fascinating experience to explore a world that is not within us. Knowledge and truth. Engaging is part of it. And I think we have to be super careful not to follow our pedestal teachers. People are looking externally for answers, books, gurus, 100%. It is an eject button, right? DMT. Dude, I said that right the first time I saw it. By the way, guys, if you could click that like button and help run up the likes, it just helps with engagement, pushing out the content to more viewers, spreading the message. I would appreciate it if you could click that like button. Thank you. I don't hear many people who cover the afterlife experience mentioned in ETs. Yeah, true. And maybe I should do more of that. Fear will make us stay. Yes. No, I'm not going anywhere except out of body. Okay, got you. I almost got out. Heard chanting. It was crazy. Came back. Charles Fort, way ahead of his time. The Damned was not a fictional story, it's our reality. That absolutely makes sense. And now I lay my head to sleep and pray the Lord soul to keep. But if I die, I pray the Lord my soul to take. It goes something like that. Got you. The only thing I know is the fact of my own ignorance. I suppose I have to get past that fear. Brenton Wolf, I'm outwardly acknowledging that sights. I'm playing the game, trying to enjoy my life, but I'm out of here at the end. That's my intention. Whereabouts are you based? Just clicked. Who, me? I'm based in LA. Are you talking to Viv? Boo doo doo doo. My dog is starting to cry. He wants to go to the DOGPARK. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see. Curiosity is a natural function to knowledge and awareness. And at some point in time, as you awaken fully, then you don't have to listen to outside voices to validate. It will come from within. It's a natural function. Yeah, I believe that. I'm with that. Where is everyone from? I grew up in New York. Hey, very cool. Okay, Cosmo, he's crying. He wants to go. I'm going to have to wrap it up here, guys, in a couple minutes. No, you? You talking to me? Yeah, I'm based in LA. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm behind here. And I'm in NYC. Awesome, man. Dolores Cannon talked about ETs. They came through when she was regressing people. Anyone listen to her? I don't really. I'm in Maine. Hey, East Coast. Legend. How do you like Maine? Melissa says, I'm in New Hampshire. Interesting. Yeah, I'm about to spell those words or you're in trouble. Yeah. He's crying. He's still crying more. Hold on. I'm going to read a couple more and then I got to go. Youngstown, Ohio. Yeah, you knew me. Ethos told me that before. Midwest in the house. That's a bedtime. I can't wait to see Calegro Grafasi's work. Sabrina Wallace. No, I have not. Have fun with Cosmo. It's with a C. Cosmo. Actually, this is his Instagram if you guys want to follow him on Instagram. Cosmo the Bolognese. Boom. I know. But I took him earlier today to the PARK. He played for like an hour and 15 minutes. He played so much. But yeah, I like to do 2 sessions in the summer when I have more time. Okay, guys. I got to go. Have a great night, brother. Another fun chat. Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to try and release another video tonight too. Poor puppy. Yeah, 100%. I'll send you calls. Investigation of Dolores Cannon. Shout out from Pennsylvania. Let's go. I used to believe everything Dolores. She's whoa. Interesting. There's Cosmo's Instagram. Peace and love. Peace and love. Take care. Maine was cold as F. Yeah, I bet. Peace and love, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you for joining. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.